Sit By Me, brought to you by Promise Resource Network. We are going to talk about forgiveness today, how to find it for ourselves and others. Good topic. I need it so much. I need to learn that. And I think a lot of times forgiveness can be a mystery. We talk about what you need to do. Well, you need to forgive. Well, how the hell do I do that, right? That's like acceptance. How do you accept? You kind of got to learn that by your own journey. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like prayer. We all learn our different way to do things, but there are some things we can do that will increase the probability that we'll be comfortable in forgiveness. Right. When you think of forgiveness, well, let me read the definition. I start with the definition. Stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake. An offense, a flaw, or mistake, or abuse, or causing trauma, right? We all have that. Unfortunately, probably most of us out here have some kind of trauma that has affected us and has taken us to a place of dis-ease. That's how I always remember disease, dis-ease, and that's how I feel when I don't forgive somebody. Yes, sir. We're talking about forgiveness.
If you accept what is, whatever reality is, I'm going to forgive you. Denying whatever is happening, I can't forgive you. If you betrayed me, I have to accept what you've done to me in my part, and I can forgive from there. It was not clear of what I'm forgiving. I want to know what I'm forgiving you for, myself for.
You're right. We got to identify it, right? We got to figure this thing out. And it's individualized. It's individualized based on our strengths. Yes, sir. Oh, actually, will someone go get my microphone out of my office? And we'll plug it in so we can hear everybody. Thank you. Yes, sir. Talk nice and loud.
All right. They can hear me?
Yeah, through here.
Oh, okay. So traumatic and forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
This morning and yesterday, hearing about the, I guess it's a touchy subject, though, the officer law shooting.
Yes.
Somebody stopped me on his ear and was talking about it, and immediately, like I started, I guess it was kind of like a trigger, but I was able to get through it because I used like 20. I can't remember the year exactly because I had like a lot of concussions though, but I was beat really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
I almost killed by CMPD.
Wow.
So, but the officer that did it, he was like a rookie and so forth and so on. But it took me a while, but like I had to take a plea to everything, but I realized I had to like take in forgiveness.
Yeah.
So I forgave the officer and, prayed everything, but it took a lot. But I forgave him, and when the guy was talking about it, I'm like, well, I forgave the officer. Of course, I wasn't killed. I'm still here. But
yeah.
It was really traumatic.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It took for me to actually come to the thought of forgiveness and pray about it and say, well, I don't know what he was doing, what he was going through. I'm still here, I still have my life.
Yes.
So once I forgave him, I felt like a release. I felt a lot better about it.
Yeah.
So
that's the beauty of forgiveness. Yeah. When I carry a grudge, when I carry a resentment, it is my burden, right? It is my burden. I'm the one that carries that harshness on myself, the heaviness of unforgiveness. It kills your joy. It zaps it. And when I want to tell you a really gross story. Some of y'all have heard it. You've heard my rumination story. Okay. Okay. When I think of resentment, not allowing forgiveness to come into me, I think of rumination. And I used to work at a place with kids with a lot of medical issues. And one of those issues was they would ruminate, meaning they would eat their food and swallow it and bring it back up and chew it and swallow it. And it's really gross, but it was just part of how their body worked. And when I think of resentment, that's what I think of. I swallow some kind of pain and it goes down in me and it roots and then it comes back up when I think about it and I chew on it. You know what? I can't believe, and they did, and da 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 da. And it's probably very true. But the more I bring it up, the more acid it is, right? The more toxic it is. So I want to learn how to get rid of it, right? Get rid of that pain. And that's that trauma that we are walking through. We're walking through it, all of us together. And the beautiful thing is we don't have to do it alone. We don't have to do it alone. And that's the coolest thing about being in recovery. I'm not alone today. Yeah,
I
Porter.
don't think about how many times my higher power has forgiven me because I know I follow certain things that he's expected of me and following straight. He has attacked me and I'm straight. And I've done things that I know that had to happen. But I hurt a lot of people in the process.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he has forgiven me. And so
Mhm.
he can forgive me. I have to forgive him. Forgive other people.
Yeah.
He can do that for me.
Yeah.
I forgive other people. And it also allows me to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna stay place. I'll be in seventh grade. That's what he did to me.
Yeah.
And allow me to be, because I did the best I could at the time. And he had to
Mhm.
forgive. And also grace and mercy comes along with me. I gotta give you grace and mercy.
Absolutely.
I know where you are, so I can't assume that you knew what you were doing. And you just felt otherwise.
Is it easier? Thank you, Porter. Is it easier to forgive ourselves or others? Others. I think I feel that. I got that too. It's easier for me to look at someone else's behavior and have that. Okay, what is the why behind that? What is going on with them that would cause them to harm me in that way? Right? There's always a reason. Some people are assholes, but there's a reason behind that, right? Some people hurt people, but desperate people do desperate things. I got to remember that. And if I can remember that for someone else, it allows me to get to that. It allows me to unburden myself, but to do it for myself, to allow that forgiveness, that peace, that joy, that love, to unburden myself for myself is an amazing journey. Did you have something, Henry?
Yes, it's like you see a tip of an iceberg.
Yeah.
But you don't see what's under the water. You don't see the whole iceberg.
Yeah.
You just see the tip of the iceberg. And so the tip of the iceberg may be behaviors. That's all we see is behaviors. But we don't know what's the root cause or underneath the crazy things, crazy ways people act out or say things or do harmful things. We don't know what it is. What's the cause of the behavior? We just see the behavior.
Yeah.
So if you've forgiven someone, you know what I'm saying, or you're trying to forgive yourself for whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That's what's important. Forgiving yourself.
Yeah. Understanding that there is something under there.
Yeah.
That what lies beneath is what causes those things we do. You're right on. And I love the iceberg because we see the tip, but there's a huge part of it underwater. I show my pain sometimes.
Every action has an explanation. Every movie has a trailer. You only get 10 seconds of trailer to a whole movie.
Mhm.
You never see what movie have to be judged by a trailer.
Yeah. Oh, I like that, Porter.
Every action has an explanation.
Mhm.
If you haven't see what the explanation is or seen the whole movie, you say, I don't like that movie. You're going to see 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
You watch the whole 2 hours, you have to understand what that trailer
Absolutely.
10 seconds was trying to convey. It's only a small part of my life, what's going through in my background. My life is a long
Yeah. I love that, Porter. It's like a trailer to a movie. We only see a little bit. We only see the difficulty, right? We only see the hurt that can come out in harm. And if I can get through that, if I can sit with somebody and see them and hear them, which is hard when somebody's hurt us, But if I can sit and try to figure out that they did the best they could with what they had. The same with me. I did the best I could with what I had. And I've got to realize that people in my life did that too. We only know what we know. But once you know, you can't not know. Right? Right? Once you learn these things, that people have difficulties and there's a reason. Same with us. I've got to accept that reason in me that comes out in, I tell you, yelling and screaming and cussing and fussing and puffing up and all that stuff. When anger comes upon me, there's a reason for it. It's touched something in that iceberg, Henry.
That's like my substance abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Before I picked up the substance, there was something going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
At the age of 8, 9 years old, I'm going to Kings County Psychiatric Hospital, getting electrodes placed on my head because I was acting so unruly, acting out at home, acting out in class. And they wanted to find out what was the reason.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And what I boiled it down to was being abandoned by my father. So I was acting out. You know what I'm saying? And all they could see is the behavior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I feel was the reason. Because everybody I grew up with, they had their fathers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My cousins, they had their fathers in their lives. I didn't have my father in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't have a man or male, you know what I'm saying, to show me how to be a male.
Yeah.
So what did I have? I had the gangs, the streets. You understand what I'm saying? So
We do what we know. And I'm like you, Henry. I self-medicated. I couldn't stand the pain. And I did things that would, for a little while, make that hole in my chest go away. Right. You know, they talk a lot in 12 steps and some other places that as a result of my trauma, it's like I've got a hole in my chest. Mm-hmm. And I can feel the wind blow through it when I'm triggered. I can feel the edges of it. And the beautiful thing about forgiveness is it begins to heal those edges. Mm-hmm. And the wound begins to close up, especially when I forgive myself. Especially when I forgive myself, right? Dan's in the house. You remember Dan? Big Dan. He says, "Good morning, Sharon. Who are you and how are you?" Remember, he used to start every class with that. Who are you and how are you? So who are you and how are you today? Is this burden affecting and infecting us, right? I want to be able to live a life of peace and joy in myself. And I can't carry that burden. I can't keep bringing that up and expect myself to be happy, right? That's my goal. I want to be happy. I want to be free today. I want to be free to do what benefits me. And part of that is that forgiveness. And there's our bell. We don't know what that is or why it does it, but you know. It's a heartbeat. There you go. It's an indication that it's like I remember in Catholic Church in the old days, they would ring the bell right before communion. Everybody would be like, oh, okay. That's what the beep beep is, waking everybody up. But I do have to wake up to that, don't I? I've got to realize that forgiveness is a big part of my recovery. That forgiveness is part of my journey to get to where I want to be, right? They have some suggestions. You know, I always got paper. This hair is bugging me. I know, it's just... There you go. It says, understand forgiveness and learn why it matters in us. Learn what forgiveness brings to us. it says that studies have shown that forgiving others produces strong psychological benefits for the one who forgives. It's been shown to decrease depression, anxiety, unhealthy anger, and the symptoms of post-traumatic stress. Right? I can let that stuff go. And once I begin to let it go, once I begin to walk through that trauma, it frees me. And it frees me of so many things, right? My dis-ease is affected by the burden I carry, the trauma I've been through, right? It's tough stuff when we talk about trauma because it hits all of us. It really does. It hits me. You know, the trauma in my life, that a lot of it I brought on myself, self-medicating with alcohol. And I got to look at that too. That's that part of me that I've got to forgive. I did the best I could with what I had. I did what I knew to do. And what I knew to do at that point, people had influenced me and shown me that alcohol can at least temporarily numb the hole in my chest. Right? Yes, sir. Yeah. We got to face it, don't we?
Yeah.
We do. It always comes back.
Yeah.
Right? It always comes back, and 9 times out of 10, it's worse.
I really think you with a sober mind, you gotta know about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm holding on to all that stuff that doesn't serve me today. That doesn't benefit me today. I got to figure out what works for me. That's the shit right there. Right? Because I don't know. I know what doesn't work for me. I know how to get drunk and be pissed off and hurt people. I know that I need to know how to get on the other side of that. And that's the key. Yes, sir.
He has to look back on all the things that we were carrying and the weight that we were carrying. You know, when you carry all the things from childhood, you still hold on to that. That just holds you back and holds you down. You can't move forward. You get all that holds you down. It's hard to move forward. You can't just move forward. Why fight all this occurring? Like, I offer you. I said, I had to forgive my dad so I can move forward.
The freedom.
I did, you know, I had to forgive myself for even holding me accountable for something that you have no clue that you do to me.
Yeah.
You got to aware that I was hurt.
Yeah. Many of us get hurt, and the people that hurt us don't even know because they're doing what they know to do.
My father being out of my life was good for me, although it wasn't for me. I didn't have a choice in it. Y'all made a decision without me. Pregnant the next month had nothing to do with it. Oh, you find everything. I don't say my experience. I said, life would go out without fathers. That doesn't make it okay. Maybe I needed that.
Yeah.
Maybe I needed that example. Maybe I needed somebody to do that for me. Because I was getting raped. We get raped. I think that happens so I can connect with community people who are going through the same thing I did.
Yeah.
But I've got the awareness, I can talk about it and that's going to help the community and feel that.
Absolutely. 2 things that I'm absolutely terrified of: abandonment and rejection. Right? Abandonment and rejection. That shit hurts. That hurts so bad, being disappointed. Absolutely. And it is a burden. It is a backpack. And there are I think of it like as rocks. Some of my trauma is like a big ass jagged rock. And if I don't walk through that, I put it in my backpack. It's a big trauma. I'm carrying it. It's heavy. And there's little resentments, little harms that we get. Those little rocks when somebody says, "No, you can't have a cigarette. Leave me alone." It's not. I'm not traumatized for the rest of my life over that. You know, I'm more likely to. So, but it's a harm to us. It's somebody has hurt us just by those little words. So it's a little rock that goes back, but those little rocks add up. They add up. Sometimes we get a lot of big ones and a lot of little ones, and it's just too much. I double over because of the difficulty I carry. Because of the difficulty I carry. Did you have something, dear? Oh, okay. You just waving at me. Oh, okay.
You see the backpack, every lot of people are carrying with them, trauma that people are carrying eventually. You can see the things that people are carrying, like this from today, this from last night.
Yeah.
They're going through at the moment.
Yeah.
Because we can't see what people are going through up here.
Yeah.
Here, we know the past.
We don't.
Like, we don't talk about my past. Not because I'm ashamed of it, but you would know from my movie.
Yeah.
My trailer.
I don't know what's happened in somebody else's life. You know, and the reality is for some people, I can't even imagine what they went through, the trauma and the pain. Say something. Oh, who else we got? Darlene. Good morning, Darlene. I was just thinking about you this morning. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy's in the house. All right. We like it when Jeremy's here, and we like it when he's online. I appreciate all y'all being out there. All right. So what am I going to do with this stuff? What am I going to do with this bag, this backpack of pain, of harm to my heart? You know, I try to remember that words cut. Words are like a knife. Words cut. And when we have those words that come at us and we're cut, it causes a scar. And one way it's almost like putting an ointment on it. Forgiveness is like an ointment to the scars of our trauma. Damn! Forgiveness is an ointment to the what? Scars of our trauma. I like that. Write that down. But it's true. It's so true. It's a medicine, right? I take a lot of medicine today. I do medicine like meditation and listening to music and being around important people to me, right? I take this medicine every day so I can be stronger. And that's what I want to be. I want to be stronger today. I want to be the one that isn't as burdened. Now, I don't know if I'll ever get rid of all of those rocks. I know for me, with a sponsor and the 12 steps and lots of therapy, and I'm still dumping that backpack out, sifting through how can I get on the other side of this? Sifting through, looking at with another person, how can I get on the other side of this? How can I forgive today this harm, this little one or this big one? And when I walk through it with somebody else, first of all, I know I'm not alone. And that makes all the difference in the world for me. And second, I got somebody that may have gone through that before. Like Porter said, when I walk through my trauma to forgiveness, I can show other people how to do that too. It's the how of the what. It's how to get to that point, right? So forgiveness is critical. It says address our inner pain, just like we were talking about. Addressing our inner pain, we got to look at it. I got to be able to take some time. And it takes time. It took time for me anyway. And I'm still doing it. I don't want you all to think that I haven't been in this recovery thing long enough to get rid of all my shit, right? But every little bit that I get rid of helps me. Flying room.
Forgive ourselves. I know what we've been for.
Yeah.
I know what we didn't know, like you said. I know what this job supposed to do is to remain healthy. I would have done it for him.
Yeah.
Forgive yourself. You did what you did.
Yeah.
Now you're able to do it more as a team with people. How you do it by yourself, you have to be successful. Trying to, I can forgive you. But I'm still remembering it. Oh, I forgave you.
But
I have to remind myself that I forgave somebody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgave somebody. sorry.
Do we have to forget if we forgive? No. Some people have harmed me greatly, and I got to do what I've got to do for me, which is forgive them. But I don't have to be around them. I don't have to interact with them. I don't have to have them in my life today because they harmed me, and I ain't putting up with that shit no more. I'm not putting up with that.
That's what I do, Sharon. I forgive you. I don't forget, and I leave you alone.
Yeah, leave you
I
alone.
don't have to worry about you crossing me back again.
That's right.
That's
If you
right.
cross me one time, you're gonna cross me again. And see, one thing I learned, some nice people, they always mess with.
That's right.
Fool, what is it? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 5 times, you're sharing. What? Are we doing this again? Some of us learn hard. I learn hard.
See, they wonder why I like staying by myself, because I don't have to put up with your shit.
Yeah, yeah. But it can be lonely.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Oh, it ain't for you. Oh, you're one of those solitary people, not isolation, but you're having solitude.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool.
But I want to be the example of how to do these things. I want to be able to exercise what I've learned, be the example for my family how to
Yeah.
forgive. Because we haven't been able to do that. It's not the conversation we've had. So I'll say this, I forgive you.
Yeah.
If you see me do it, maybe you do it to somebody else.
Yeah.
Shit, hey, I do that small. Like, if you see me do it, I can start to make, oh, it's working for him. You see what it's doing in my life.
Yeah.
You can see the rocks being lifted out.
Yeah.
You can see how how it's changed me by forgiving you. I make them move forward.
Yep.
You don't have power over me anymore.
That- ooh.
It doesn't have power over me. I'm not affected by it anymore.
That's
I can
right.
move forward and learn my lesson. So it doesn't affect me anymore. If I learn a lesson, it doesn't affect me much. If I don't learn my lessons, it's going to continue like, oh yeah.
Around that
I'm
mountain.
forgiving you, like,
Yeah.
not you again.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you again. I remember you.
Yeah. We do teach people what we know. And I'm going to say this every day for the rest of my life, what Gina said on Friday. I would rather see your recovery than hear it. That's some stuff right there. I would rather see your recovery than hear it. Don't tell me. Don't sit and bullshit me. Show me. That's it. We show people. If I always got to remember that if I want to help somebody get into recovery, my job is to be happy, because that's what everybody wants, to be happy.
That's along with forgiveness. I already see your forgiveness.
Mhm.
You're saying it. If you say it earlier, you say, forgive me, but your actions don't meet that.
Absolutely.
I can see that you can move forward and we can move forward and learn the lesson that we've learned together. Everything happens for a reason.
Mhm.
We're supposed to go through this so we can learn this lesson, we can move forward.
Yeah.
The lesson.
Absolutely. Yes,
And
sir.
see, I'm like straight though. I don't want to hear what you're going through. I want to see it.
Mm-hmm. Show me.
Like you said, man, you can tell me the sky's green.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't believe it.
That's why
I don't believe it.
I got to remember that recovery's easier in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we all love each other and we're all hanging out together, striving for that recovery. But when we go out the door, that's when it really happens. When I walk out that door to recovery, you ought to just shut the door. I don't want to go either.
But
Please.
when you prepared for it,
Mm,
you can handle it. Because you already know what's out there.
yeah.
You know, like you said, like you always stress your choices.
Yeah.
You know your choices.
Yeah.
You know right from wrong.
When I learned right from wrong, I wasn't real cool on that for a while. I know it now, yeah. And once I know, I can't not know. That's what I got to remember. I am now accountable
Right.
for my actions. You know, I got to remember that I might be the one that shows somebody, right, how to get to happy. It doesn't matter what I say. You hear people say wonderful things in groups and meetings and on the podium and everywhere. But if you go outside and they're gossiping, that's not who I want to be around, right? I want to be around people that won't harm me. That's why I don't forget. Now, I can forgive and have relationships with people that have harmed me if I choose, but I don't have to. That's what's beautiful about being grown and in recovery. I get to choose today. I was just talking earlier, grown people make grown decisions and get grown consequences. I got to remember that for myself today. The choices I make. And when I choose forgiveness, when I choose that softening of my heart, that understanding that the other person may not know they hurt me, may not have meant to hurt me, may have hurt me because they hurt so bad, right? They hurt so bad, they may hurt me. That doesn't negate what they did.
Might have robbed you from your joy.
Yeah. Robbing your joy. Yeah, that's exactly right. So how am I going to forgive? How am I going to let go of that for myself, for me, and for other people? That's That's part of it. That's part. Distance helps. Distance helps. Restraining orders help too. 500 feet.
You want to go back? You want to go back? It's your ass.
That's right. I don't want to go back today. I want to keep going. So I want today to understand that there is another option. That I don't have to sit in this pain all the time. That I don't have to carry this burden of resentment. That's it. Choose to use it when you need it. I don't like pro and con lists. I like cost and benefit. If I address this trauma, what is it going to cost me? It's going to cost me time. It's going to cost me walking through some pain. It's going to cost me maybe vulnerability, stress. Other side of the paper. What's it going to benefit me? Freedom. Freedom. I want freedom today.
You just don't have to carry on that big, heavy load anymore.
Ooh.
It's symbolic, and then because it's symbolic, it's eventually physical.
Yeah. It affects our body, doesn't it? The stress of the burden of trauma. I know that I thought stress caused things, I know they cause like anxiety and having problems with sleep, stomach problems, but it can actually cause this stuff that we've got inside us that causes stress, can cause cancer, diabetes, heart disease.
That's right.
Yep, our immune system goes down. Absolutely. So I want to be able to do this thing. I want to be able to do it. It's a process. I got some information, but it still is hard to walk through. It's still hard to walk through. That's right. That's right. It's a lot easier when I've got somebody beside me that can take that little burden and hold it up a little bit. Hold it up a little bit.
For me, I need it more than my mother said. I need the physical. I need like people that actually conversation. I had that conversation with a lot, but I still need that conversation and dialogue.
Yeah.
From other people that I needed that also. I mean, the two, God and spirituality is two as well, but I need it more. And some people, spirituality, my mother, they don't understand that. For me, community is more having these conversations in space that are almost not more beneficial, but it's just beneficial. So I can ask some of the things so I can clearly communicate with my higher power.
I like that. Unpack some stuff. Unpack that. Yeah.
I can be clear because with all these traumas and these things I'm holding on to, I can't move forward. I can't be where I know God needs me to be.
Yeah.
I got more responsible now. I hate it.
I know being a grown up sucks. But we don't have a choice. Sorry. Tag, you're it. Run. So when we find meaning, like Porter said, like everybody said, when we find something, you said before, Porter, if I've gone through something, maybe I can help somebody else go through that. If I can understand that nothing has to be wasted, that this pain I've got can help alleviate someone else's pain, or at least lessen it, right? That's the stuff right there. So to get to forgiveness, that's the goal. It's a process. It's a process that we do. Yep, we got to forgive ourselves first. I do believe that. Well, do I believe that or not? I think the more I practice, the easier it gets. And maybe if I start small, maybe one of those little rocks, if I can go to somebody and talk to them about what happened, or if I can pray for them. I always heard for a resentment, if you've got a resentment, pray for somebody for 3 weeks. 21 days, he'll start a habit. And that doesn't change the other person. The prayer doesn't usually, but it changes me. I use that connectedness with a higher power to lift some of that burden, right?
Give me strength and help me that I can't do myself.
Yeah.
Give me strength and help me community. Still point people on me, put me in the right direction. People in my path to assist me if I can't do it on my own.
Mm-hmm. Angels. I've had so many angels in my life where people just showed up when I needed it the most, right? So look for the angels, look for the help, whether that's professional help, a sponsor, a friend, a family member, a pastor, whoever it is that can help you walk through this. Find them, hang with them, stick with them, right? Find that person that is free from resentment.
Sometimes we can cuss out our own angels. I did.
Cuss out your own angels, yeah.
I cussed out mine.
Yeah, because you didn't recognize them.
Right. Didn't recognize her.
Yeah, didn't recognize the angel in them.
Right.
People come into our lives for a reason. You know, for a reason, for a season, for a treason. I don't remember the name of it. But people come in and they help us. And that's what I want. I want to hang around with those people that have what I want today. Happiness, freedom, peace. How'd you get that? When I first got into recovery, I didn't know shit about shit, right? I knew how to drink and how to screw people over and how to steal. I was good at stealing. Not like I'd steal like plants and stupid shit, you know. nothing was worth anything. But see, now I forgot what I was going to say. I didn't know. So when I got into recovery, I found those people that had what I wanted. They said, if you want what I've got, do what I did. Right? If you want what I've got, do what I did. So I need to find those people that have the answer for me. And people are out there. Search, seek. What we seek, we find. Find those good people that know a way to do this, that have walked through this path, understanding that we're all still burdened by something.
Yeah.
Chances are we'll be burdened for the rest of our lives. My goal is to have just those little ones. I'm tired of the big ones. I want to unload that today. I want to be free. All right. I want 3 things. Share this class. We need to take over the world, and that information is through these classes and through the groups and information that you get that's good for the soul. Share it. And I want to tell you about our warm line. Our warm line is a 24/7, 365 call away from somebody that can hear you.
Every 4 hours.
Do what?
I call them sometimes almost every 4 hours.
There you go. Sometimes we need a lot.
20 minutes every 4 hours. If you're in Mecklenburg County.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah. Oh,
that's
thank you.
all of them. We have to be in Mecklenburg County.
Yeah. You do have to be in Mecklenburg County. That goes along with the grant that we have for the warm line. But if it's kicking, if your head is kicking like mine does, sometimes 3 o'clock on a Wednesday night or Wednesday morning, I need somebody to talk to, and they're there.
I just clean up. Even though it's clean, I just clean up.
Keep cleaning up. Well, you've got another option now. You got somebody you can talk to. The number is 833-390-7728. They are great people, aren't they? They know how to listen.
They like it.
Yeah.
Herman Freddie, that's why I talk to my gold.
There you. Yeah. Okay. Well, you have the option to talk to some humans. I just want you to tell you that you don't have to talk to your goldfish all the time. Although if that works for you, they are zen, aren't they? They're very peaceful.
Go to the Bible again.
I want to thank you all. I want to thank the group today for your wisdom. I want to thank all y'all out there in Facebook land. Y'all have a really, really good Tuesday. Keep peace, share love, and go out there and change the world.